WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A Mississippi man is dead after his boat capsizes in Tennessee. Investigators with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency say 56-year-old Jeffrey Dilworth of Rienzi was fishing alone yesterday morning below Pickwick Dam in Hardin County. It's believed his 16-foot aluminum john boat filled with water and overturned just before noon yesterday. A log truck on a highway in Calhoun County overturns this morning. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Department says the truck overturned on Highway 32 West near County Road 260. Drivers were asked to avoid the area while workers cleared the scene. Surveillance video catches an alleged car burglar in action. Columbus police released this video today of a man taking things from inside an unlocked car. You can see he's actually wearing a brace on his arm. The break-ins happened in North Columbus late Monday night or early Tuesday morning. Police Chief Fred Shilton believes the thief could be linked to as many as 6 car burglaries. Investigators believe there were actually 2 suspects that rode up to the homes on a bike, ensuring they didn't make any noise. A specific street was not released by CPD. If you know who this person is, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A North Mississippi man pleads guilty to a federal charge that he tried to produce child pornography after investigators say he recorded girls changing in a locker room. Micah McKay Wilbanks of Corinth pleaded guilty today to 1 count of attempted possession of child pornography. Prosecutors say a student found Wilbanks' cell phone hidden in a locker room at Kossuth Middle School in May of 2018. He will be sentenced later this year. The MSU Police Department has a couple of new crime-fighting tools. The department adds 2 electric motorcycles to its patrol force. Chief Vance Rice says the bikes will help officers get through traffic and improve response time. He says that could really only come in handy, or really will come in handy rather, on game day traffic during football season. Vance says the electric motorcycles have some other pluses.
The electric side appealed to us because of the environmental friendliness of the motorcycle. It's also extremely quiet, which can be very advantageous patrolling parking lots at night. The only noise that you hear from these motorcycles is the sound of the tires on the pavement.
The cycles will be able to handle most types of calls with the exception of transporting prisoners. Time now to turn our attention to weather, and Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson joins us with a still pretty warm first look at our forecast. Keith?
Joey, yeah, it's pretty warm, pretty steamy out there. Some of you getting some natural relief. Case in point, Louisville, you can see that downpour right there. We've had several downpours in and around Louisville, one moving on through, another one back to the west. We also have some good downpours here just to the west and north of West Point there, and also just east of Vernon over in Alabama. So we do have some scattered relief out there. Most spots not seeing that. Most spots still around 90 right now. Lows tonight down into the 70s. These isolated showers and thunder showers fade away during the early to mid-evening hours, and then we're back down into the muggy 75-degree range tonight. Your full forecast coming up.
If you've downloaded an app, you've seen it. The terms of service, paragraphs of what looks like legalese, but most people don't take the time to read them, or they see them as much as the price for using the service. But what are you signing away when you hit accept? Our Riley Livingston talks with cyber experts to give us a better idea. She joins us in the studio with more. Riley?
Joey, social media, a tool, a way to connect, a place to create, a place to share. But users have growing fears about what they didn't know they were sharing.
It is the latest app to take social media by storm. FaceApp lets users transform their photos into an older or younger version of themselves. But concerns are rising about what you are signing away and who else may be using those photos.
Yeah, so the terms and agreements can specify a number of different things, and it's really, company specific. But the problem that you run into is a lot of people don't actually read them, and you just blindly hit yes, and that's either because, you know, they're long and the users don't want to, or they just, you know, everyone else is using it and they want to use it too. So yeah, just whatever, fine, okay.
What could you be sharing when using social media? It could be your location, data from your phone, or access to your photos.
Sometimes an assumption of privacy that just doesn't exist. I think that's the concern that we need to look at, is lack of privacy.
That privacy becomes a bigger concern when you post a photo. Thanks to that accept button, many social media apps, including FaceApp, can use it as their own.
We've seen this verbiage used in a few other more famous social media apps as well. And I think the way we've kind of seen that played out is that the social media, they own certain rights to it, like they're allowed to use it for their promotional purposes without necessarily having to compensate you or the person who produced it.
And even though you may not remember that unflattering post or bad review, Drew Hamilton says companies can store your post and personal information, and that can cause more issues.
People are getting tired of hearing how many companies have been hacked, whether it's large corporations, stores, or whatever. So anything you post on the internet may wind up being compromised because the company that has that information may be penetrated by someone else.
He wants to remind people that what you post on the internet is forever.
I would not post anything on the internet that I would not want to see on the front page of the New York Times.
Peralt says he doesn't want to scare people away from social media, just encourage them to do their research and learn to protect themselves.
Good advice there. Well, some area political candidates are making a last-minute push to reach voters. We have a preview when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. We are less than 3 weeks away from party primaries, and candidates are pulling out all the stops to reach out to voters tonight in Caledonia. Lowndes County voters will hear from several politicians in one place. A candidate forum is set to begin in about 15 minutes. Our Tyler Hull is there. He joins us live with the latest. Tyler.
That's right, Joey. I'm here in the Caledonia Community Center, where tonight they will be having a citizens forum where some of the citizens can submit questions and hear from some of the candidates. Now, along with some of the candidates, there will be the constable will be here, along with the sheriff, plus there will be more. We'll have more on this later on tonight. Back in, Joey.
It's a warm and steamy evening out there, although we do have some isolated showers and storms currently. You can see some of those with our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Live view at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon here at 6:15. We are watching a dying shower right there. You can see a little bit of that rain falling there east of Vernon, so some scattered downpours. Now, no rain right now in Tupelo. We don't want any rain here in Tupelo. We actually have a nice concert developing here this evening down on Main, downtown there at Fair Park. So let's just hope for the best. And we don't really see any imminent problem there in the city of Tupelo. Down to the south and west of West Point, a little thunder shower, just a little bit of lightning in that, some heavy downpours. These are not going to last too terribly long. And also down here in Louisville, again, a little thunder shower, not like the one we had the other day on Tuesday, but still a nuisance nonetheless if you are storm fatigued at this point. There's more activity to our east. This is associated with this trough of low pressure, and over the next 3 days, it's going to gradually shift back to the west, and that will give us some higher rain chances going forward. Now, this evening, once we get rid of some of these clouds, we will have the International Space Station come on into view at 8:35. Look to the southwest. It's going to look like a bright star passing pretty fast. It's going to take 6 minutes across the viewing area, and it's going to be up to about 75 degrees above the horizon, so pretty tall, pretty bright, and then it's going to exit to the northeast at about 8:41. So if you don't have any cloud cover about 8:30 tonight or 8:35, go check it out. Pretty neat to see always neat to see when it passes overhead. Low 90s or 80s depending on if you have a storm right now. And the heat index is all based on the storm situation too across the region. The heat advisory continues for the northern part of the area on Friday, but the heat index in all spots will be above the century mark. So temperatures are currently locally in the upper 80s to low 90s with the heat index a little bit warmer. Those isolated showers and storms go away by mid-evening, mainly clear after that. Warm and muggy all night long. It's going to be a steam bath tomorrow again. Pretty quiet during the morning hours, but by the afternoon we'll have a chance for some of those afternoon showers and storms. And we are looking at the heat index well into the triple digits before any shower or storm happens to form. So what we have now will go away. We are looking at some of that activity probably shifting from Alabama west into Mississippi tomorrow. Same story on Saturday too. Scattered storms becoming more likely across the region and then migrating back to the west, it would appear. And as we get into your Sunday too, scattered showers and storms. Early next week there will actually be a cold front. There it is right there. That will come on through, swing on through the area, and it looks like we'll have some less humid air for a change by the middle of next week. If we're lucky, fingers crossed there. But tomorrow, 94, 30% chance of rain. Your Saturday and Sunday, about 90, give or take. Now, we are advertising a 50% chance of pop-up showers and storms, so some of you may get soaked, some of you may not. If you have outdoor plans, just be aware that these will be random storms. We don't know where they're going to be. A better chance for more widespread storms and showers Monday into Tuesday, and then there's that drier air, Joy, if we get it. Highs stay warm in the 80s, but we may see some lows in the 60s.
All right, dozens are in downtown Tupelo for the annual Down on Main concert series. You saw Keith just point that out. There's live music, lots of food and fun. Tonight's lineup includes headliner Eric Paslay with Alec Davis getting everything kicked off. The free concert series is possible because of a group of sponsors who want to see more quality of life events in Tupelo.
Everybody talks about the Tupelo Spirit. This is all ages and races getting together to enjoy music. Just a good time. It is hot, but at 8:30 when the headliner gets on, it cools off a little bit, and it's just a really great free event here offered in our community.
And the series is organized by the Tupelo Downtown Main Street Association. Other Down on Main concerts are set for August 15th and September 19th. Lamar County is next on our high school football tour. More on how the Bulldogs look heading into the season after the break.
Your WCBI Sports is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris Bolton. For our 25th stop on the high school football tour, we check in with Lamar County. Now, the Bulldogs in Vernon return this season as confident and driven as ever, even with a much younger squad.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Sparklight.
Although a new season presents a new team for Lamar County football, the expectation always remains the same.
Be a state championship caliber program, so we tell them it doesn't matter to us if we're in 2A or 3A or who's out there. You know, the same formula for winning is the same every year.
The Bulldogs are used to having an experienced senior class on their side, but this season will be different. While some teams may look at being younger as a disadvantage, the guys in Vernon don't think that way.
We lost a lot of leaders and everything, and people expect us to be underdogs, but we're confident in ourselves. We know that we just stick together and do the things we need to do, we'll be successful.
We really tried to set a standard for these young kids to follow, so we hope that when we leave here, they have something to go by. We just got to tell them to work hard and stuff, because they'll be leading the team next year.
This community demands that these kids play hard, that they have to play with, you know, they got to have great work ethic. They got to have, you know, play with discipline and toughness.
For the Bulldogs, saying that they want to win a state championship is one thing. What they strive for is becoming a state championship caliber team.
We want to be one of the teams that's fighting for it year in and year out. You know, talent graduates, but the recipe for success is the same every year, and that's, you know, that consistency is what we're trying to build here in Lamar County.
We just want to show people that we're not going to quit, no matter what.
You got to go out there and hit somebody, make a play, do something, get the tone started. And once you get one good thing, other good things usually follow.
The Bulldogs are preparing for every practice and every game, not solely focusing on securing wins, but improving each and every day.
We just want to be as good as we can be. We don't want to play to anybody else's standards but ours, and we just want to be as good as we can be.
Every practice, we want to be better when we leave than when we get there, and same thing with every game. You know, of course, we're gonna do everything we can to be, you know, on the right side of the scoreboard. But at the end of the game, you know, when we look back, we want to continue to get better and better, and usually the teams that do that are the teams that are playing in the playoffs at the end.
The season begins in Vernon with a matchup to South Lamar on August 23rd. With the Bulldogs on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
60 Schools in 60 Days with Lamar County High School was brought to you by Shop and Save, Vernon Dental Clinic, and Alpha Agent Alicia Clark.
As we near the start of college football, both Ole Miss and Mississippi State being recognized for excellence through the nomination of 2 running backs. The Doak Walker Award watch list names both Mississippi State's Kylan Hill and Ole Miss' Scotty Phillips as candidates for the nation's top back. In his outing as a sophomore, Hill rushed for 734 yards, averaging 6.3 yards per carry and scoring 4 touchdowns. Phillips ran for 928 yards for 12 TDs, averaging 6.1 yards per carry. Now, at SEC Media Days, head coach Joe Moorhead gave his expectations for Kylan Hill's season.
His weight's down a little bit. You know, Coach Boucher and his staff are doing a great job with him and the rest of our guys in the weight room, and I think he's entering this season more mature with a higher level of confidence, and, you know, he stays healthy. We're expecting a breakout year from Kylan.
Now, both teams kick off the season on August 31st. Now, that's all we have for sports. We'll have a last look at your forecast coming up after the break.
Hey, Wcbi County Camp is bringing kids together for physical and spiritual renewal. Since 2004, Camp Macon has hosted kids for 1 week out of the summer. More than 150 are there this year, enjoying the activities, food, and fellowship. Leaders say the camp is built on 3 things: having fun, building relationships, and Christian values.
The big part of it is, I mean, it's got to be honest, a big change we're seeing this year is kids in Wcbi County are much more interested in talking about their relationship with God and what it looks like to really know a God who loves them.
And the camp ends Friday.
Looks like fun,
Yeah.
minus the heat factor.
Yeah, you go cool off in the lake there.
Hey, always an option there when it's 105 on the heat index. But this evening, a few isolated showers, thunder showers, Joey. Those go away over the next couple of hours. Tomorrow, just like today, a few more pop-ups here. But this weekend, better odds of storms, still hot. Maybe, just maybe, some lower humidity by Tuesday night.
But I see those 60s on the 7-day.
Sneaking on in, a little taste of fall.
That's something to look forward to right there. We'll take them when we can
In
get them.
July, a 60 for a low. We'll take it.
Absolutely. All right, thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a good night.